The website, Facebook, the group CT Pickup Basketball. Join, salute, on the ball.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines in my face getting clearer. The past is gone, it went by like dusk to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues in life to pay.
That's what I do. I usually record the audio first.
Let's
I
get
record
it.
the sound and everything first. And then how it's supposed to go in the format. And then we can literally just paint the image like a lip sync. I don't even have to say it because I recorded the audio, me talking in the booth. Like, what up everybody, over some music, and I balanced it and mixed it, and now the whole playlist is out. So now I just sit down in the car or sit down in a room and I pretty much lip sync it because I know the skits. I listened to it. I recorded it.
Well, I mean, each of the things that you're describing are different aspects, right? Because you're talking about the production itself, the equipment that's used in that production, and what kind of an end product you're going to get out. You're definitely looking at layers, and I don't think you don't have a lot of money to invest in doing this as a full studio production. That's why in certain cases you're going to get, if you look at things like, like a YouTube channel, how they're doing it right now, a lot of them are doing it as a post-production show. They're filming it with GoPro heroes, and then they're coming in later and adding in all those effects that you see. Because even to get that production out in the field and on live television, does require a significant amount of video equipment, a server to generate those effects. And used to be a company called Avid that did a lot of that, but that's all very super expensive software to get that. And they call that linear editing, where you basically have a person, they had two big products, and one of them was the News Cutter project, and what that basically was that product was designed for television stations to do news. And that's what it was. They would put that software onto a computer in the van, and then, when they were doing the film, the guy could sit there from the van, the producer could sit there and put all that stuff together. And you don't really have that kind of a backing right now to be able to do it that way. So everything for you, I think, is going to be, a post-production environment. You're going to be taking the video that you cut of yourself and the audio and everything else that you're bringing together and do it as a pre-recorded show that's just going to play out. That's just the easiest and simplest way to do it, because then you can sit there and add in all those effects. And there's several products out there. I mean, for somebody like you, I would probably suggest something like a Sony Vegas. It's very decent. It's a prosumer level software that doesn't break the bank, but it's usually pretty straightforward. I worked back when Vegas was on like number 8, and it's now up to like 16, I think. But it's very easy to use. The transitions are always, that it has, and they're good and professional level. And it'll just be easier when you start out doing this to make the show in post-production than any kind of a live production. I mean, I understand you want to do a live recording, which is fine, but that's the thing, is it's still a recording, and then you can manipulate it after the fact.
You got it exactly right. I'm doing a pre-recording. I'm doing a pre-recording to make it sound like a live recording. And then once I do that and I have it as a playlist, which usually goes out to an hour with an intro, theme music, me talking, and then the songs going and playing, and then me coming back. So once I have a recording of that, which I have a bunch of them already, and that's what I should be doing. I should be using the ones that I've done already, that I've already aired on WASU. But I know them so well that I can sit down, and if we press play, I can sit down and grab the mic and know what I say and know when I talk, and just lip sync it, which is what I would have to do, because it's not about the microphone recording anymore, because I already recorded it. So now I'm just in a room sitting down, just lip syncing and recording what I said in a radio format. And then now we can sync those visuals up to the audio playlist. And then take it somewhere and put the font in after, like you said, post-production. But we set it up to make it look like it's live.
Yeah, and then you just need something that's your combination. You need as much of an all-inclusive program as you can, because, a lot of people out there will use multiple things to do that. The graphics are generated by one program, then, and the cutting and the editing is done by another program, and even, if you had a Mac, the iMovie stuff that they have is actually pretty decent as well, right? But that's the thing, is you got to figure out, how you want to put your show together and do that. And then that's separate than the platforms. Whether you're going to launch it on YouTube, you're going to launch it on other streaming media, that's all, once you figure out what you want to do, making that channel up and then putting those videos out there. And once you have that product in your hand, you can generate it, MP2, MP4, and, put it up to a variety of different outlets. So that's, you just have to figure out what you want to do here. And if you need us to help you with that, that's fine. But that's what you got to figure out is, the LV show needs, to be created first. And if you want to use one of your old ones and recut it, that's certainly easy enough. But that's got to come from you.
Right. Just for a template, just because haven't done this yet, I feel like that would be the best thing to do, is start with something that I've already done and I know it already, so we can test this idea out. And then, of course, after that, and we know that we can just create and paste an image to something that was already recorded audio-wise, and that if we can do that, then obviously after that I can write shows.
Big Richard, I will make sure that every time I come around, you have to watch your hoe.